Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Sienna LE front-wheel drive in the color black. Let's take a look. Up front, underneath the hood here is where we have the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, gets up to 245 horsepower, 176 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 3,494 pounds. Up front, LED headlights, customary daytime running lights, and that blue Toyota hybrid logo as well, of course. As you get along to the side here, we have 17-inch wheels. All of your rear windows come with factory tinting, and up top is where you have a black roof rack. As we approach the back here on the right-hand side, you have your LE hybrid badge, Sienna logo all across the back. And underneath of these logos is your backup camera. To open up your trunk space here, reach next to your camera underneath your logos, press the button, and lift upwards. Inside, of course, second and third row seating. Your second row seating can be used as captain chairs, having it be independent seating, or you can have it as a bench style with this middle section put upwards. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Third row seating is a 60-40 split. As you can see, the split is on the right-hand side, allowing these two sides to work independently from one another. You can choose to use it in a stow-and-go manner. There are diagrams showing you the different options, as well as how to manipulate the seats into that position. So as you can see, you can fold it all the way down into this cavern down below. That way you have one large flat storage space all the way across the back. You can simply fold your seats downwards or have them fully upright as well. If you have it all the way up, such as the left-hand side, you have extra deep storage capacity all the way across the back. In the back, we also have the accessories. The larger piece on the bottom, that is your interior cargo liner. It is a rubberized material that can lay across the back space here, especially if they're laid down flat. It is much easier to remove any dirt or debris off of this rubberized material versus that typical interior carpet lining, and also helps protect your vehicle from any damages from your cargo and protect your cargo from damages from the vehicle. On top of it is where you have your carpeted Sienna mats, and they are in all of this in its factory packaging. In the back, third row seating options have plenty of cup holder spaces and chargers. And then if you're looking for your battery, you can access it behind this little false wall on the right-hand side in your rear cargo space. To close it up here, you can reach up to the handle on the right-hand side and just pull it down back into its starting position. Next, let's take a look at the inside. So to open up the door here, you can choose to release the handle by pulling on it, or you can simply press on this little black button, give it a press, and it will slide all the way open for you. Inside your interior upholstery is the gray cloth. We have this more heathered texture in the middle panels. For your second row seat occupants, they do have access to their own independent armrests. They can choose to flip up, put down, do whatever so suits them personally. If you want to lay down this middle section, there is a little strap you can pull up top here, and that will lay that down flat for you, and you can fold it upwards as well. Then if you look up overhead, this is where you'll find the third section air conditioning control panel. This can be controlled from this panel so that your third row seat occupants can have their own controls, or you can manipulate it from up front. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. On the back of your front passenger and front driver seats, we do have pouch storage. Back of your console is where you have your charger options, and then cup holders down below. And of course, we currently have the Sienna branded rubber mats all throughout this unit. Then on the sides of the seats, you'll also find further manipulation in order to move your seats back and forth to lay them down. That way everybody can have easy access to get to the third row seating. To close up your space in the back here, if you look right underneath of the little arm rests on the entrance here, you'll find a little power button. You can give that a press to close the doors. You can reach on the inside of the door, and there is another handle. You can give that guy a pull, or like we did in the beginning, you can either press the button or pull on the handle. Any one of these four options will work perfectly to have the doors close automatically. Now, taking a look inside of the drivers, we have the interior combo of both the white and gray leatherette. We have some light gray stitching, and we have these metallic highlights all throughout. Power windows for front and back. You've got your window lock, power lock system, side mirror controls, plenty of storage space. Your front driver's seat is electronically adjustable, back, front, up, down. You've got hood release latch, gas release, power door off. That way, if you don't want everybody in the back to be able to swing the doors open and close constantly, you can just turn that off, and it's only able to be manipulated from the outside. traction control, automatic headlamps, your heated leather steering wheel control, dash brightness, odometer trip, and then a little shelf right on top. On the steering wheel here, left-hand side is controls for your dash display, hands-free communication, volume control, right-hand side, radio controls in the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, including sonar and lane departure. In the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Currently, this is on your customizable home screen, so you can choose to change the layout if this one just doesn't quite float your boat. In your menu, you have your audio, phone, apps, projection info. You have a climate display here as well, where you have access to some additional options, such as your Eco Heat Cool and your syncing mechanisms. Then you also have your setup available for you. So this is everything from your Bluetooth connectivity, voice recognition, apps, clock language, theme settings for the colored backgrounds as well. Then audio listening is AM and FM radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there are optional USB adapters all throughout as well. At the bottom is where you have your optional navigation. You can choose to connect this through Toyota Connected Services. On the bottom left corner is your volume, bottom right is tune scroll. Then to the left you have your 4-ways, push start ignition. In the middle here is your climate control center. So as we said, you can choose to control your rear panel through this little control panel here, or you can let them choose to control it by themselves. Either way, you can have everything synced up so that all three sections, up front we have the left and the right, so the driver and passenger sections, we can have everything synced up together. You can have just the driver and the rear. You have a whole bunch of options so that everybody can have their own perfect temperature at all times. Up front, we also have 3 variant levels for heated seat controls for driver and front passenger. All the way across the front here, you have this built-in shelf design. It does have these little dividers throughout. That way, things don't go flying all the way across and out of your reach when you're in motion. Left-hand side, you have a USB. You then get your gear shift, plenty of storage and cup holder spaces, parking brakes, EV mode, driving modes. You have another little storage space behind here, so this is another great place to put, say, your phone. Cup holders. You have an extra deep console here. This goes all the way down. It goes pretty much all the way up to my elbow. More chargers inside of that. Underneath, you have additional storage space that takes up the lower level. And again, guess what? More charger spaces. And then on the right-hand side, you also have a lockable glove box. Up overhead, of course, you've got the rear view mirror, but then you also have this other built-in. This way you're able to keep an eye on all of the motion going on in your rear spaces without having to take your eyes off of the road. Then you have your overhead lighting controls, and on either side up top are the controls for the power door releases. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Sienna LE front-wheel drive in the color black. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.